Keeping up with our motto, let learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure. Here we are with a remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap.
A very warm
A very
welcome
warm welcome
to all the
to all the
students of
students of
Thakur
Thakur
Vidya
Vidya
Mandir
Mandir
High School and Junior
College.
College.
Subject
Standard
Environmental
5th.
Studies Part 1.
Subject Environmental
Topic,
Studies
Busy at
Part 1.
Work Internal
Topic,
Organs Part 2.
Busy at work
Let us go ahead,
internal
students.
organs.
We have seen in the last part our respiratory system. Now we are going to start with the digestion. Let us now learn something about the alimentary canal, the digestive organs and their functions. Students, alimentary canal. Let us start. The food we eat is digested in our body. That is, substances that can mix with the blood are formed from the food. This process takes place in different parts of a long and flexible tube inside our body. This tube is called alimentary canal. The upper end of the tube is mouth and the lower end is called the anus. Even if there is a continuous tube going from the mouth to the anus, the shape of this tube is not the same in all its parts. The different parts of the alimentary canal have different structure and functions. These different parts are called the digestive organs. Certain glands outside the alimentary canal can assist the process of digestion. Let us understand all the digestive organs present in the digestive system. The process of digestion begins as soon as the food is taken into the mouth. The teeth, tongue, and saliva all help to convert food into a soft, moist ball called as bolus, which is easy to swallow. The bolus passes through the esophagus into the stomach. The stomach is shaped like a bag. Here, food is canned and the digestive juice in the stomach bring about some digestive processes. At the same time, some disease-producing germs in the food are also destroyed. The food changes into a thin slurry in the stomach. Then it passes into a small intestine. The small intestine of an adult is about 7 meters long. The digestive juice in the intestine brings about several digestive processes. The secretion of some glands also help the process of digestion. As a result of all these digestive processes, certain substances are produced. These are useful to the body and can mix with the blood. In the small intestine, they are absorbed into the blood. The remaining substances passes into the large intestine. Whereas students, the large intestine of an adult is about 1.5 meters long. Here, much of the water is remaining substance is absorbed in the body and feces and stools are formed. The feces collect in the rectum for some time. Later they are excreted from the body through anus. Let us go ahead, students. Energy for the body. As a result of respiration, oxygen enters the blood in the body and spreads to all the parts of the body. Substances formed in the process of digestion also mix with the blood and reaches all the parts of the body. Of these, some substances act as a fuel for the body. When the oxygen in the blood reaches the different part of the body, it helps the slow burning of these substances, giving energy to the body. The body uses this energy to carry out all its tasks. Let us go ahead, students. The next is circulation of blood. The body carries the oxygen obtained from the air and the energy giving substances in our food to all parts of the body. But we keep this blood flowing. You know that the heart continuously contracts and relaxes. For this very purpose, a network of that consists of tubes or vessels that carry blood away from the heart and those that bring back to the heart is spread throughout the body. So, students, the process of keeping the blood flowing through all parts of the body is called blood circulation. Apart from oxygen, blood carries innumerable other substances from one part of the body to another all the time. That too is made possible by the circulation of blood. The heart and the network of blood vessels together form the circulatory system. As long as we are alive, the process of blood circulation goes on continuously day and night, as you all can see in this picture. Yes, let us go ahead, students. Now let us understand the nervous system. The function of the respiratory, circulatory and digestive systems are vital for the body. They have to be carried out ceaselessly. There are some tasks that we carry out only when we like. For example, speaking, running, studying, playing, etc. But students, do you all know? You have learned that coordination means paying attention to all the different functions and ensuring that they all occur at the right time and in the right manner. Maintaining this coordination is a function of the brain. There is a network that connects the brain with all the different parts of the body. This is a network nerves that carries message to and fro between brain and all the parts of the body. The brain and the network of the nerves are together called nervous system. The nervous system functions to coordinate all our bodily functions, as you can see in this picture, students. Now let us go ahead, students. The next topic is other systems in the body. We have learned something about the respiratory system, the digestive system, the circulatory system, and systems that coordinates the function of all the systems, the nervous system. Besides this, there are several other systems in our body. For example, the skeletal systems give support and shape to our body and protects the important organs inside it. The excretory system expels the waste substances that are formed in the body. The working of all this system is extremely complex, but it is important to have information about them. Students, always remember, if the function of any one of our system is disturbed, it affects all the other systems in the body too. That's all for the day, students. Keep learning new things every day. Thank you.